This is a brief overview of Prezis using its new formatting. So first let's go over some basic features. Here I have loaded a pre-made Prezi, and here on the upper left corner you see that there is the URL, the web link. Now in Prezi, each Prezi has a unique link, so if you share this link with somebody, they can access your Prezi, as long as it's public. So if we scroll down here to the bottom right corner, you see here it says the button says public. Typically, if I scroll down, you'll see that you have three options: private, public, and public allow copy. Your Prezis are usually private by default, and if you want to allow people to view your Prezi, you can click public. If you want people to copy, you can allow public and copy. So let's keep this as public. And then if we go over here to the left side, you'll see there are some options here. First is you'll notice here that if I want to retitle the name of my Prezi, if I scroll over the blue icon here that says edit, I can retitle my Prezi. Next over here, if I want to share my Prezi, I click share, and I can give them the viewing link. This was the URL that we saw earlier on the top of the screen. I can give them a special edit link. This link allows them to edit the Prezi. You'll see that there is some extra code here, the authorization key. So if you send that to somebody, they can edit your Prezi. That's a quick way to collaborate. Or you can email somebody that you're trying to collaborate with. So if we go up here, the next option next to share is save a copy. This is if you're using in a class project or a template that you want to edit yourself. So you save a copy, and then often after you save a copy, you want to retitle it because the copy will have the generic title. So you save a copy and then you edit and retitle. Download a Prezi if you're viewing offline. And then view together is if you're viewing with a group of members and you can communicate about it's kind of like a virtual meeting. But let's click on edit because we're going to edit this Prezi. Now, you'll notice when we load the edit screen that the format's changed. So we're going to continue with this new format, and you'll see that the old traditional upper left corner toolbar is gone. That's been replaced by the center bar. So let's see what's on the center bar now. So if you want to import a PowerPoint from somewhere else, you have the option there. If you want to add a video, you can upload a video or get it from YouTube by inserting the web link. And shapes, you have new shapes now. You have symbols. That's a lot of options that weren't there before. So this is new. So you can insert symbols, pre-made symbols into your Prezi. You can insert arrows, lines, and rectangles, circles, triangles. Those are there before. Pencil marks and highlights. Images you can upload, or you can search from Google Images. And remember, if you search from Google Images, the search is built in. So if I type in tree right here, and I recommend, unless you're using the Prezi for commercial purposes, I'd leave this box unchecked that says search only for licensed images. Leave it unsearched so you get a broader range of results. If I click tree, and if I see a tree that I like, let's say I like this tree, and I click OK. So that was images. I can change my themes over here. And then if I want to add a frame. Now add a frame is, and we'll talk about that in a moment, about this is kind of like setting the view space of what is going to be shown on each of your slides or your frames. So so that was up here, and that's what used to be over here in the upper left corner. Now let's go for some of the traditional features. Like if I want to add a text, I just click on the screen. I left click on the screen and I type. And you see here I can change the headings, the sizes of my colors over here, and then my layout of here, bullet points. So if I want to edit this type again, the text, I click on it, and then I click the little pencil, and I can fix what I was typing. If I want to change the size, I click on it, and then the glazed area is to change the size. The rivets are to rotate, and the hand in the middle is to move it. And if I'm wanting the text to be in front or behind some other image or layer, I right click, and then I can send it back. Let's move this over here. So a few things we want to be aware of. See over here in the left corner, these are your paths that it's trying to predict for you what you want. But let's actually let's add some of our own paths. So if we click edit paths, and then if we can click on the images, and we can now, this is kind of like your slideshow. And then if I want this to show up first, I can move it here, If I want to delete a path, I can delete it. I can also kind of drag on a path here and kind of manipulate it and change its setting over here. Now, when I'm done with paths, I can, if I want to add a frame, so if I click here and add a frame, what a frame lets me do is, I'm going to add an invisible frame. Is that, let's say I want to zoom in on this person's eye, so I'm going to add a frame around this person's eye, and you see that it's added to the pathways. So this way, when I do my show, if I click present, I've told it where to zoom in. So, and when it goes to the eye, it'll zoom into the eye. So that's a pathway. Now, real quick, one last thing to show, something that doesn't have to do with Prezis. Oh, one last, before I do that, in the upper right corner here, you see here's another option to let people share. So you click on that, and then you can invite people to share and collaborate. Print, this is a new option. If I click print, I can save my Prezis as a PDF. So it generates a PDF. So it used to be really hard to print Prezis, so now I can do that. And when I'm done, I can exit here. If you're looking for where the save option is, the save option's over here. Though it saves automatically, it's a good habit to know what the save button is. Now, presentation to present is over here. But real quick, let me I'm just kind of done presenting on Prezis, but I want to talk about editing it with other software. So let's say I want to use this tree, but I want to get rid of the background. Prezis doesn't do photo editing, but if I go over to something called Pixlr and I load this image here, from here, what Prezis does allow is allows for transparent images to be inserted. So if I'm over here with layers, and this is kind of beyond Prezis right now, but I can, what I'm doing is creating a transparent layer that's going to be layered behind the image. And this way now when I click on the magic wand over here I'm here now in the upper left corner. If I click the magic wand, oh, now I have to be in the right layer, so I'm going to click back to the tree layer. If I click the magic wand here, I can select parts of the tree to get rid of. And then when I delete it, and then I can now save this image. I'll save this as a PNG because this way it allows for transparencies. And then when I upload that to Prezis now, that tree won't have the background. And that's just another program. So that's a quick overview of Prezis.